about 10.
25 feet away is a long. Where'd you get that feet? Where'd you get that?
Officer safety.
That's for officer safety. Officer safety is cowardism. Public safety is heroism.
I wasn't gaining on him. Not the whole time. Well, you didn't see all the video. There was actually a point where he was going close to 90. It'll be on YouTube, so you'll get a chance to see the whole thing.
The part you showed me is all I can look at.
Oh, I know, and I'm just saying.
Show me more. I'll look at what.
No, I'll tell you, it'll be on YouTube, so you'll see it. Trust me.
No, it's not, Sergeant. No, it's not. You can't just say you can't come in here because of trespass to property, man. We have a right of journalism in this country. We have a right to freedom of the press. It's under Section 2B of the Canadian Charter of Rights. So if I want to go in and work on a story about corruption or the good police that are in the OPP station, you have a right to do that. I have a right to walk into the lobby and say, hey, can I get an interview for a story I'm working on?
Yeah,
right?
If you want to do that.
No, according to this sign, I'd be trespassing.
Well, the sign is referring to the property. If you want to come through.
Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into some raw, unedited encounters between everyday people and law enforcement captured on camera. These aren't just random clips. They're moments that offer powerful lessons about our rights, the challenges of demanding accountability, and the often tense dynamics when a camera is present. Get ready to analyze 3 distinct situations that may make you rethink what you know about public spaces, officer conduct, and the power of recording. Stick around until the end, because these lessons matter to all of us.
Hey. I'm doing great. How's it going?
Good. Just checking in. Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
All right. Anything we can help you with?
No.
No?
Can I help you?
No? Just checking in. I know you just noticed standing out here. Is there anything can help you? Anything happen? What's going on?
No, you already asked me that. Can I get your name, though?
It's right here.
How do you pronounce it?
You pronounce it whichever way you want.
What's your name, sir?
Officer Dreamy.
Thank you very much. What's your name, sir?
Acting Sergeant Audit.
Thank you very much, sir.
No worries.
Wasn't that hard there? Wasn't that hard, brother? You expect
Watch out for the car.
you expect to come out here and have a conversation with me. You don't even want to tell me your name, Sila? Silla?
Okay, so nothing we can help you with?
You've asked me that 3 times now, but I appreciate you giving me your name. I appreciate you identifying yourself. Thank you, sir.
Enjoy the sun.
Have a good day, Officer Silly. Yeah, I appreciate your other guys too, professionalism. Yeah, have a good day, buddy. Be safe out there, man. Actually, yeah, sir, I do have a question. Yeah, what's with this sign right here? I do have a question, actually. Yeah, what's with that sign right there?
Which sign?
This sign.
This one? Big one?
This one right here.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, so that's probably referring to this part, this property here, right?
Oh, why is that? Why?
It's on the sign. OPP property.
Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with the Trespass to Property Act.
Well, nobody's saying you're trespassing right now. You're outside.
No, but that does. That says if I walk on this property with my equipment, I'm trespassing, which is just silly to me, right? Does it sound silly to you?
I can't speak, so I don't write the policies, man. I just work here. But
So if I step on the property with this, will you arrest me?
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna do anything right now.
How about you, Sergeant?
Well, under the Trespass Property Act, you have to disobey the sign.
So what specifically under the act makes it trespassing?
Well, you're disobeying the sign.
So what if you had a sign that said no black people? Am I disobeying the sign then?
The sign doesn't say that.
Well, it could say that. What? You just said people with long hair can't come in here. What then? Like, I don't understand. You said just because the sign says it, it doesn't make any sense to me,
Yeah,
Sergeant.
I think what the sign is referring to, I can't be sure, but it's probably to do just privacy of people that work here. It's just to respect the people that work here, right?
Yeah, well, I understand people.
Tow trucks come in, people that were involved in accidents, so it's kind of private, it's sensitive. So to respect the people that come here that need our service, we ask that you don't record them, right? It's fair. A lot of these people are having a bad day, right? The last thing they need is somebody with a camera.
Okay, so I can make up a situation as well. Say Officer Silly here assaulted me over there. Maybe he punched me in my face. Theoretical, right? I wanted to come in and make a complaint on him. Do you think I would walk in that building without my audio recording device to make sure I'm safe again while I go in to make a complaint on Officer Silly?
Well, sir, I can't comment on the hypothetical situation. I
Well, you
understand
just
what you're
gave me a hypothetical.
No, I'm not. I think that's kind of what it's referring to, right? It's saying if you have questions, feel free to ask.
It doesn't say anything about anybody's privacy. It doesn't say anything about anybody's privacy.
I just gave you my best guess, right? Just based on what I see.
Yeah, well, he's the sergeant. I want to know what he had to say. He said because the sign said it, that makes it law. Boom, you're trespassing. No, it's not, Sergeant. No, it's not. You can't just say you can't come in here because it's trespass to property, man. We have a right of journalism in this country. We have a right to freedom of the press. It's under Section 2B of the Canadian Charter of Rights. So if I want to go in and work on a story about corruption or the good police that are in the OPP station, you have a right to do that. I have a right to walk into the lobby and say, hey, can I get an interview for a story I'm working on?
Yeah,
right?
If you want to do that.
No, according to this sign, I'd be trespassing.
Well, the sign is referring to the property. If you want to come through
The sign needs to be taken down, brother.
If you want to come through the front door,
The sign needs to be taken down. That's all. That's what I want to say.
Any questions? Anything? If you want to come through the front door, there's no problem.
Sure. I'd like to go in and get a complaint form. Do you have LECA complaint forms in there?
The supervisor's still here? Yep. If you want to talk to a supervisor.
Do you have the LECA complaint forms or different type of complaints for OPP officers? Can I get a complaint form?
You want to go through the front desk, yeah?
Thank you, Sergeant. You guys agree with me that the sign is a little bit silly, though, after we've explained it?
We've discussed it. I think
Yeah. Well, Sergeant, just because it says one thing doesn't make it law. You know, you guys are law enforcement. Appreciate your time, though. Yeah, thank you, sir.
First
Have a
up,
great day.
we have an interesting interaction recorded at the Aurelia OPP police station. A YouTuber, who introduces himself as Jay, stands near a sign that he says reads, "Being here is a violation of the Trespass to Property Act." Jay immediately disputes this, saying, as we'll see, "That's not true." An officer approaches Jay and asks if he needs help. Jay replies no. The officer then asks for Jay's name, but Jay deflects and instead asks for the officer's name. The officer introduces himself as an acting sergeant. Jay thanks him for the introduction. Jay then continues to question the sign. The sergeant suggests it might refer to the property itself. Jay points out that the sign states entering with recording equipment is trespassing, which he calls ridiculous. The sergeant responds that he can't speak to that because he's not the one who writes policy. He just works here. Jay presses further, asking if he would be arrested for entering the property with a camera. The sergeant says under the Trespass to Property Act, one must disregard a sign. Jay asks which part of the law makes it trespassing just because a sign says so. He hypothetically compares it to signs saying, "No black people allowed," or "No one with long hair," arguing that a sign doesn't equal law. The sergeant insists, if it's on the sign, it's the law. Jay strongly disagrees, saying, "No, it's not, Sergeant. No, it's not. And you can't say you can't come in here because of trespassing law." Another officer joins in, suggesting the sign might be related to privacy concerns of employees or to protect sensitive situations, since people who've experienced trauma may come to the station. Jay acknowledges that but asks whether filming someone complaining about police is also banned. He says he needs a camera to protect himself. The sergeant refuses to comment on the hypothetical. Jay makes it clear that he has press rights and freedom of expression under Section 2B of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. He asserts his right to enter the lobby and request an interview for a story. According to the sign, that would be trespassing. He argues if they want people to enter through the main door, the sign must be removed. After the conversation, Jay says he received explicit permission to enter the lobby. He then describes the sign as unconstitutional and illegal, claiming police don't know how to enforce the law and don't even know what it is.
How are you?
Make a complaint.
Yes, sir. I was coming back home from Bristol, and I was probably 5 or 6 miles up the interstate. Excuse me, honey, I'm sorry. When one of your officers, did you get his name, ma'am? You never did tell me what his name was.
Yes. You don't have to see or anything, buddy?
Oh, you told
You
them?
don't have to see or anything?
No, I'm fine unless you just want to.
No, just
You don't mind, I guess, recording.
No, there you go.
He flew by me, and I was doing like 70, which is, I'll admit, was over the speed limit. So I got behind him and paced him up almost to 85 miles an hour. No lights, no sirens. Follow him down to here after he gets off the interstate. Does almost 50 right here on 394, which I think is like 40, isn't it? Pull up to him next to the light right here on the intersection right down from the old courthouse. Pull up next to him, and I ask him why he was going so fast and not using his lights and sirens. And he said he was on his telephone, on his personal cell phone. And he said, how do you know I'm not going to a call? Regardless if he's going to a call, especially if he's going to a call, he still has to have his sirens and lights on. That's state law.
Yes, sir, you're correct.
Your state law.
If he's breaking any traffic laws like that?
Yes, sir. He has to have his lights and sirens on. Absolutely. And I tried to bring it to his attention. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I tried to bring it to his attention, and he was a smart ass to me. So I followed him and lost him. He just drove around till he lost me. So I came back up here to file a complaint. He pulls in with a bag of food. So his call was going to get his fucking meal. That's what his hurry was. Okay. And that's absolutely disgusting, because anybody else would have given a traffic violation for that very same thing. Excuse me, ma'am, I'm sorry.
All right, you said, what time was this, you said?
Just right before I came up here. I've been up here probably about 35 minutes waiting. Okay. He literally just walked in about 10 minutes ago.
So you've been here 35 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. That's just to break
No.
Because basically the way it works as far as for my guys, as supervisor on this shift, when somebody complains, to me that opens up an investigation.
Sure.
To see the validity of that. And
I've got video I can send you.
Actually, I was going to ask to take a look at it.
Sure.
It actually showed the speeds.
Yes, sir.
Another thing, I can't suggest you following an officer anywhere. Because the type of calls we respond to and everything, you don't know where that officer's going.
Right.
And as long as you contact the supervisor, if you can give us the area, the time, and the car number, we can pinpoint that exact officer. We can.
Right.
I mean, if you're driving, don't get me wrong, if you're driving down the road and you're driving the way you was going, there's nothing wrong with that. You're not breaking the law at all. But if you're specifically following that officer, that's kind of a risk to you because you don't know where they're going. So, again, I'm not trying to point out you're wrong or nothing. I'm just pointing out every fact.
Right. But it's not against the law.
I didn't say it was, sir.
No, I know, but I'm just saying
if it was against the law, I'd have told you that.
Well, I know, and the risk, as far as the risk to myself, that's my responsibility.
Right.
I mean, I'm 48 years old, and I've made it this far.
We try to help people.
I do, but the help that I've gotten from you all here lately, it's not been too good. That's actually why I picked up a camera and started doing this. I got a YouTube channel because of it now. And, I had one of your officers try to arrest me over on public property about a week and a half back, saying I was trespassing on private property right behind the old courthouse, which is public property.
Correct.
So he tried to arrest me twice that day, so that's kind of why I'm filming now.
Okay. No, you're fine, but like I said, it's not an issue or we've been pointed out. You're absolutely fine. But I seen that video, got the car number and everything, so I know what officer it is.
Right.
So, just for your knowledge,
Right.
this is your complaint. We're going to go find that officer right now and talk to him. Obviously, I'm going to pull the call log to see if he was responding to something or not.
Well, if it was a simple call because he didn't spend 10 minutes wherever he was. Because I came straight up here, and then he was probably about 15 minutes behind me, and he had food too, so it'd be a miracle to go call and get a bag of food somewhere in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Like I said, we'll look into that. I mean, we don't take this stuff lightly. Like I said, we're not held above anybody else.
Excuse me, sir.
We have to follow all traffic laws.
Yeah,
we do. Unless
absolutely.
We're an emergency call, that's where.
Right. Oh yeah. And if he would have just had his lights on, it'd been a whole different story. Whole different story. But he didn't. Okay. And he was weaving in and out of traffic, not signaling, everything else too. I mean, he didn't obey any traffic laws, any that I noticed. So.
Like I said, sir, we'll talk to him about that. And believe you me, if my officer was in the wrong, it will be handled.
Sure.
The way it's supposed to be.
Sure. I hope so. And I'm not doubting you won't. I know I'm not doubting you won't. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
And then obviously, anytime you have.
That's why I even rolled up and asked him before I, even was, I didn't say anything cross. I just, hey, why are you speeding without your license on your phone? I'm just asking. And then, well, how do you know I'm not going to a call? He could have just said, I'm going to a call if he really was, wouldn't you think? Instead of giving me a question for an answer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If he had a legitimate call, wouldn't you think he would have just automatically, I'm going to a call? Instead of just going, well, how do you know I'm not going to a call?
Right. Well, and you could probably sit back and think about it too. That one encounter right there could have had 50 different responses back and forth. So.
Truly?
But, go ahead, sir.
Truly? Really?
Yes.
There would have been 50 different ways to answer me.
I'm not saying exactly 50.
Well, what would have been any other way? I mean, you know, I'm a citizen. You know, I don't deserve to be treated like that. He could have been honest with me. If he would have just said, "Sir, I'm sorry, I just wasn't paying attention." Hey, it's cool. I do it too. You know, it would have been a totally different thing. But don't give me some bullshit line and try to say you was going to a call to try to legitimize something he wasn't legitimate in.
Well, no, and like I said, this whole thing, your whole complaint, I'm going to talk to him.
Yeah, I'm not saying you aren't. I'm just saying.
With the 50 responses thing is that we don't have any direct general orders saying what our exact response should be to every question.
No, I know that, but it's just a matter of common courtesy.
And a lot of exchanges, a lot of times can be perfectly fine words. It just comes down to the tone. Now, we do have a general order saying we're to be respectful to other officers and the public at all times. Any dealings we have with the public, we are to be respectful. And I'd like to think, for the most part, we always are.
And I've been treated great by most of you all, but there's always that one or two, and then, you know, I'm just trying to bring it to y'all's attention, because maybe just saying something to him one time will, you know, maybe that's all it takes.
Yeah.
You know, some people have bad days. I know. I mean, I get it. I'm not saying he's a bad person or anything else, or he's just a smart ass in general or anything. I get it. I'm just saying he didn't handle that situation right. Could have handled it better, and that's why I came here.
Right. Now, we appreciate you coming, man. Like I said, I'm going to pull the call logs and all that. I'm going to look at everything. I've seen your video. And heard what you said. I'm going to talk to him, and we'll get it resolved.
Okay.
Like I said, if there's, if I pull that call log and he wasn't responding to a call, if he says he's, you know, we'll deal with it. If there was any wrongdoing there, we'll take care of it.
Sure.
If you notice, though, in your video, I wish you had a little more. In your video, you said you were pacing him at 80, which I can't advise you to do either, because you're technically speeding too.
Well, I know, but yeah, but I know it's catch-22. That's the whole point. Do you not see the irony of it?
I see.
Yeah.
There's your rights as a citizen and
Right.
your limits as a citizen, and you don't have a right to go 80 miles an hour on the interstate, nor does he.
Right.
But if you notice in your video, that's why I was kind of wanting to watch more to see if there was more in there.
Well,
Because
listen, okay.
I'm sorry.
Sure, no.
If you say you're at 80 miles an hour, okay, and you're pacing him, then you're at 80, he's at 80, nobody's gaining or losing ground on each other.
Right.
You're gaining on him. Which, if you
I
watch
wasn't
the video-
gaining on him.
Well, if you watch the video,
Not the whole
then
time.
If you watch the video,
Well,
then
you didn't see all the video.
Well, that's why I watched
There was
the video.
actually a point where he was going close to 90.
The part
It'll
you
be
showed
on
me-
YouTube, so
the
you'll get a
part you
chance to
showed
see the
me-
whole thing.
The part you showed me is all I can look at.
Oh, I know, and I'm just
Unless you
saying.
want to show me more, I'll look at what.
No, I'll tell you, it'll be on YouTube, so you'll see it. Trust me.
Okay. I mean, you don't want to show it to me right now, though?
I mean, like I said, it's long. I followed him for about 5 or 10 minutes, and him speeding the whole time.
I'm here for you.
I don't have time. I was literally going home, and I've been here for about almost an hour now. So
Well, like
just
I said,
look into it. Like I said, you'll see it. Trust me.
Part of the complaint process is I see what you have to say, what he has to say.
Oh,
what
that's
they
the way
have
it
to
is. That's the way justice works,
say.
right?
And if
You
there's
get both
evidence-
sides and then play it
if
out.
you have evidence of wrongdoing, I would like to see it.
Well,
If you're
you got an email address? I'll send you the whole videos, because there's actually like 2 or 3 videos.
That's fine.
You got an email address?
Huh? Yes, sir. I can write it down and give it to you.
Okay.
So you'll have it.
Sure.
But like I said, I mean, I'd just like to have that so I can review that, because the clip you showed me, you're actually.
Well, I mean, like I said, I can give it to you, but I can't
Which
give it to you right
doesn't show
now.
him speeding if you're gaining on him doing 80. That's why.
No, there was, like I said, there was a part when I was pacing him. Yeah, I wasn't gaining on him the whole time.
If you forward to it, I'd be more than happy to look at it.
I don't want to fool.
Because the clip you showed me.
Regardless,
doesn't show
I've
my
got to go.
officer
Just look into it. Like I said,
That's what I'm trying to
regardless of the fact he was doing 80 or well over
do.
80.
That's what I'm trying to find. You said you have evidence of it on your phone.
Okay, like I said, it'll be on blast on YouTube, so you'll definitely see it,
Okay, so
and you'll
don't-
probably get some phone calls over it
Just to
too.
be clear, you don't want to show me right now.
I've already
We'll
showed
see
you
it.
hit sending. I already showed you a picture of him blatantly speeding.
I'm just trying to find out what I can.
I mean, I know, but I just showed you, and you're trying to you're trying to nitpick. I mean, he was doing well over 80 just because I was gaining on him. I was sitting at 70, and he passed me like nobody's business. And I was doing 80 trying to catch up with him, well over 80.
Okay.
Well, all right, so don't sit there and just try to
I'm not
negate
trying to
what I'm
sir,
saying.
but listen to me. Before I talk to an officer, whatever, I want to have sufficient grounds to. I need to see the evidence of it. And if you're telling me you have it, I'm more than happy to
I
look
just
at
showed it to you.
Okay.
I just showed it
But
to
you
you.
said
And
you're
part
gonna
of that
send me the-
video you just watched, I was not gaining on him. I was pacing
But
him.
you said you're going to send me the full video.
I'll send you
so I
the
can
whole
see it all.
footage. It'll be on YouTube. You can go to Big G Audits and see it. It'll probably be there tonight or tomorrow.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go find a card and write that down, and I'll be right back with
All
you.
right.
okay? Like I said, I mean, I'm taking your complaint seriously, sir.
Oh, I believe you, but it just seems like you're trying to vilify me speeding and everything else.
I'm not nitpicking at all. I'm trying to see what you have.
Okay.
Next is a frustrating encounter between a Sullivan County, Tennessee deputy and YouTuber Big G Audits. Big G recounts driving home when a police car zoomed past him on the highway, going around 80 to 85 miles per hour without sirens or lights. Big G decided to follow to check the speed. He tailed the car until it exited the highway, driving about 50 miles per hour in a 40 miles per hour zone. Big G pulled up and asked why the officer was speeding without lights or sirens. The officer said he was on a personal phone call. When Big G asked about speeding, the officer replied, "How do you know I wasn't responding to a call?" Big G argued that, even on a call, you must use lights and sirens per state law. According to Big G, the officer responded rudely. Big G kept following until he lost him. Later, he went straight to the station to file a complaint since he was nearby. He saw the officer arrive shortly after, with a bag of food. Big G concluded the officer was just out getting lunch. Big G waited over 30 minutes to submit his complaint. When he finally met with a supervisor, he explained what happened and said he had video evidence. The supervisor agreed to review it. However, the supervisor also pointed out that Big G's actions, chasing the officer, using his phone, and speeding, were risky and possibly illegal. Big G admitted it, but said the real issue was the officer's conduct. The supervisor insisted on reviewing the video before confronting the officer. Big G felt the supervisor was blaming and scrutinizing him more than addressing the officer's misconduct. The supervisor reassured him that the department takes these concerns seriously and that police are not above the law. If wrongdoing is found, they'll act on it. He also mentioned checking the officer's dispatch logs for verification. Despite the reassurances, Big G felt that his complaint wouldn't be taken seriously.
Either back there or all the way up there. I don't want to have to watch both of you guys at the same time.
How far back?
I'm not going to give you a foot number. Go by the tree or something. Welcome to film. I just don't want you so close to me. That's it. Thank you.
I think that's the same cop as from a couple nights ago. Pretty sure it's obvious that you're being recorded too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna keep you out of it as much as I can, okay? You guys did great the other night, just so you know. About 50,000 views on YouTube so far. Yep.
about 10.
25 feet away is a lot. Where'd you get that feet? Where'd you get that?
Officer safety.
That's for officer safety. Officer safety is cowardice, public safety is heroism.
Well, it is what it is. But
It is. You're cool.
You're distracting me from my duties right now.
You're not doing anything. He is. You're here to watch me. That's why he called you.
Well, I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, then obviously you're not part of this stop, so you're not performing anything.
Dude, why won't you take 10 steps back?
And I want you to give me your gun. Is that going to happen?
No.
Are you going to give me 50 bucks?
No.
Okay. Well, then why am I going to do what you say if you're not going to do what I say? Leave me alone and stop talking to me.
What's that?
Leave me alone and stop talking to me.
Why? You're just standing here. I can talk to whoever I want, just like you can stand there and watch me.
Exactly. So you just admitted that I could do it. So just shut up and stop telling me what to do.
Shut up. Why are you telling me shut up?
Because you came over here telling me what to do.
Yeah,
What's your name and badge number?
Doesn't matter what my name is about.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, that's part of your policy.
Do you know my policy?
Actually, I do. Do you know? Actually, I'm not going to get into it. Do you know policy number 14, number 7? Policy number 14, section 7.
Do you know it so well?
It says that if you don't know your policy, you're supposed to call a sergeant so that you can get learned on your policy.
Okay.
Look up your policy. I'll put it in my YouTube video later.
Okay.
Is your traffic stop done?
Good luck to you.
Good luck to you too. 174107. E253125. Look at these guys trying to get my car. Let's go bother this guy a little bit. This guy. They have lanes for a reason. Lanes, these are parking spots.
We're just going to stand here. We can stand here.
We can stand here if you want to. It's going to look great on YouTube for you guys and your department.
It's a great video. I'm sure it's very entertaining.
Yeah, a lot of people love it when you guys don't do your job correctly and try to intimidate people, give them directives.
I have the right to park here, and you're just going to stand off my side. So I prefer to be able to respond to something.
I'm not stopping you from responding to anything. Absolutely not. If you got a call, you got nothing in front of your car, you got nothing behind your car, you can get in and put it in drive and take off just like you should. You can sit here with your car on and waste the gas. I don't care. It's only like almost $6 a gallon. Everybody on YouTube's gonna love that too. You want to pose for a thumbnail?
No.
No? Well, you are right now, so. You know who that officer is who drives that white SUV? Yeah, I'm sure you do. Yeah, he's real famous on YouTube because he tried to intimidate me and act like he was all tough.
Lastly, we have a situation where a YouTuber was filming near an active police scene and was told to back up. The officer said, "You're allowed to film, but you're too close to my car, and I don't like that. Can you back up?" Suggesting 25 feet or 10 steps. The reason, "You're distracting me and officer safety." The YouTuber insisted he was just filming and resisted the request, saying he had a right to stand wherever and observe since it was public space. The officer told him to stop talking to me. The YouTuber pushed back on the officer safety claim, calling it cowardly and asserting that community safety is bravery. He challenged why the officer demanded compliance when he wouldn't do the same, like handing over his weapon. The YouTuber asked for the officer's name and badge number, citing Policy 14, Section 7, and said if the officer didn't know the policy, he should call a sergeant. The officer refused, saying, "My name isn't important." The YouTuber clarified he wasn't interfering and said the officer was free to leave if he had work to do. He also pointed out that the officer was sitting in a running vehicle wasting gas. This is going to look great on YouTube. Eventually, the officer left. These 3 real, publicly shared situations provide valuable insight into the relationship between citizens and police. From questioning the legality of a sign, to the complex complaint process, to asserting the right to record, each scenario is its own lesson. They teach us the power of recording, the importance of knowing the law, and the challenges of demanding accountability. These interactions range from calm dialogues to tense and frustrating confrontations. In the end, these videos inspire us to be more legally informed citizens, aware of the boundaries between public and private spaces, aware of our rights when interacting with police, and understanding the complex reality behind those interactions. If you found this analysis helpful, hit like, subscribe for more, and leave a comment with your thoughts on these cases. Stay safe out there.